Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Check.
Avinath, okay. You can start for today's session. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, just give me 1 minute. Like just getting ready with something. Okay. Hello everybody. My voice is audible, right? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
audible.
Okay, okay. And you can see my
Can you
screen
hear
as
me?
well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I can hear you. Okay. Everybody can see my screen, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, okay. Sure. Yeah. First of all, I'm really sorry. I came a bit 10 minutes late. I really got stuck into something. Okay. But yeah, never mind. We will start it right now. So thanks for your patience. Thanks for waiting. And yeah, let us dive deep into this. So basically, this will be a demo session. On a very high level, I will be just covering what is exactly, this Salesforce Tableau CRM. Okay. Why it's in high demand in the market. What are the stuffs? A brief history. Okay. And mainly, I will be walking you through, on a bit of what is there in Einstein Analytics on a high level in details as well. Okay. Basically, this is all about the journey of this Tableau CRM. Okay, nothing much. It started as an H-Spring. So we already had Salesforce for a very long time. In 2013, this H-Spring was, being acquired, and in 2014. So basically, from the year 2014, this was there into picture. At that time, it was known as Wave Analytics. Okay, so after that, they further acquired something in 2016, and then they named it into Salesforce Einstein Analytics. Fine. So in 2017, this same tool was, with the addition of some more features, okay, after the acquisition of Beyond Core, it got into Salesforce Einstein Analytics, and finally, it acquired Tableau in 2019, and with some of additional features of that, it got rebranded into Salesforce Tableau CRM, which we now call it. So there will be many people who might call it as Salesforce Tableau CRM, or Salesforce Einstein Analytics. Both are same only. Okay. So the main purpose is that it delivers analytics to anyone, anywhere, with any data. So that's the main purpose why they have been constantly working into this. Okay, that they want to deliver this analytics to anyone and anywhere with any data. Okay, so that's the thing. And as I showed in the earlier slide, it was renamed as Salesforce Tableau CRM in the year 2020. That is 2 years back. Okay, so what is the Salesforce Tableau
Sir,
CRM?
I have a question.
Sure, sure, you can ask me a question.
Sir, what is the difference
By the way,
between
what's your
Tableau
name?
CRM
Just
and Tableau? Hi,
yeah,
sir. My
just
name is Imanshu.
Himanshu. Okay. Yeah, basically, Tableau is a completely separate software. Okay. So the thing is that that was already there for a long time, Tableau. So Tableau is something which is separate. The thing which I'm talking about, Tableau CRM, that is something, like a part of Tableau. Okay. Some features of Tableau has been acquired by Salesforce. Fine. So Tableau is operating separately. You have some other stuffs like, Tableau desktop and all those things, which is a separate thing altogether. And Tableau CRM is like in Salesforce, you already had that for a very long time, as I was showing you that, right? This one, this Salesforce journey, okay, in acquiring that. So basically, it was known as Wave Analytics earlier, and then Einstein Analytics. And when it acquired certain features of Tableau, it came to known as Salesforce Tableau CRM. So Tableau is a completely different software tool, which is also related to analytics. Okay, but when it comes to Salesforce Tableau CRM, it's operating in its own way. It's just that some additional features which were there in Tableau has been operating with Salesforce Tableau CRM. That's why we name it as Salesforce Tableau CRM. Okay, so that's the difference. Tableau is the whole thing, you can say. where you will get to what to say. It's a completely different tool altogether. And when it comes to Tableau CRM, it is something related to Salesforce side. So in Salesforce, you have this particular tool, and we will be dealing more of this Tableau CRM, considering that it's on Salesforce side. I hope you got my
Okay. Yes,
question.
yes, sir. Thank you,
Basically,
sir.
basically I have been into Salesforce. Okay, so I have been working to Salesforce for a very long time, and basically the Salesforce Tableau CRM is something I have been dealing with actually. So I was on to the Salesforce technology for a very long time. I didn't, go to any other technology or have any knowledge about other technology. So this is related to Salesforce. So this Tableau CRM which I'm walking through is more of into the Salesforce side. Fine.
So, sir,
Okay.
just in this
Sure.
analytics or in any
Mhm.
other module of Salesforce, sir?
So yeah, this
As
session will be
as you
all
have been
related
to
to.
as you have been to
Uh-huh.
Salesforce, so
Yes, yes.
is it in Einstein Analytics
Mm-hmm.
or in any other field like
Mm-hmm.
Apex or development in Salesforce?
I have been mainly into this only, you can say. Okay, Salesforce and Analytics. So basically, as you said it right, like in Salesforce, we have so many things, right? That mean the development,
Yes.
okay, and velocity and many other things are there, features are there, isn't it? Marketing cloud, okay. But my
Y-
experience has been mainly relevant over here, Salesforce WCRM. Okay. Anyways, yeah, let us go further. So it's a product of Salesforce and a cloud-based platform. And I think we already told that it was known as Web Analytics, and it's used mainly for data exploration, visualization, and getting insights for business. I will walk you through those things a bit, not much in details, but on a high level maybe in this demo session. And being native to Salesforce is secure and scalable to meet the changing business requirements. So whatever, because there could be large loads of data, and sometimes due to upscaling of businesses and all, it becomes very important to make it scalable and secure at the same time. So that's when this comes into picture a lot. And put simply, Tableau CRM is an app used to visualize the activity occurring in your Salesforce environment. So it's nothing but an app where you can visualize the activity which is always occurring in your Salesforce environment. And the question might come like, why we want to use this Tableau CRM? Okay, so the quantity of data produced by industry has increased. Like as I was telling you, the population has increased a lot, and so has the data. So basically, whenever any business which is there at the high level, if they want to expand it further, because after some point of time, we reach the stagnation point, we reach the saturation point, and it becomes difficult to analyze where exactly things are holding that company back from progressing further. So for that reason, we need analytics tool. So through human, of course, because of errors and all, it becomes difficult to do it. So this Tableau CRM is actually a great tool, which kind of gives you detailed info of taking into historical data, like where exactly things are lagging behind and all. An organization require efficient tools to analyze data in system and keep them safe. With large data, one cannot risk making assumption, but should use tool for decision making. So basically, as I told you, when it comes to large data, one simply can't rely on assumptions. One needs real facts, real data, so that business can have a profitable margin. So for that reason, we need this analytics tool, and that's why this is a feature which is provided by the Salesforce Tableau CRM. Tableau CRM gives quick answer to the business questions based on predictive analysis powered by AI. Okay.
Um, Hi, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no need to be sorry. I mean, you can interrupt me anytime.
Mhm.
Okay, you can come with
Yeah.
your question anytime.
So,
That's your whole right. Okay, so no need to be sorry for those things.
so,
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
so basically, I was a data analyst primarily. Then I was
Uh-huh,
switched to Salesforce later on.
uh-huh,
But
uh-huh.
to be very particular, working as a
Mm-hmm,
data analyst, again moving into
mm-hmm,
development is a bigger thing. I mean, we cannot
mm-hmm,
handle the things very quite. So
mm-hmm,
I researched a lot from my end. There
mm-hmm,
was
uh-huh,
I came
uh-huh,
with the answer that Tableau CRM is the data analytics tool in the
mm,
Salesforce. So
uh-huh,
my question is, like
mm-hmm,
other tools, I mean, in the
mm-hmm,
data analysis part, we have other tools like SAS or uh,
uh-huh,
ClickSense and any
mm-hmm,
something. But
uh-huh,
uh, what is the exact difference between why the Tableau CRM is very uh,
mm-hmm,
this thing
mm-hmm,
efficient and very very easier thing, how it is, and what is the major difference between the other tools and this thing?
Yeah, basically, when it comes to this analytics tool, see, when it comes to development, or when it comes to any software, okay, there are a lot of software, isn't it? So you might be knowing, just like, we have a lot of brands as well. If you take any car company, let's say, okay, we have a lot of brands of cars, isn't it? But still, if you see, there are only certain car brands which is very successful, which is very much relevant to the market, okay, because
Yeah.
of its product, because of its features, because of its services provide, okay. So to answer your question mainly, yeah, it will be difficult for me to say what will be the difference and all. But what I can say is this tool is very much in demand because of its additional features. And what happens is that Salesforce basically has 3 releases, okay. With every release, it's upgrading itself, okay. So if you try to understand any brand, okay, or any software, it only becomes successful, or stays
So,
relevant in the
so,
market
so,
if
so
it's
straight point. My question would be,
straight point. Yes, why you want to learn
this
this, right,
involves
compared to other tools?
this involves
Yeah, yeah.
any coding, or this
Mhm,
involves any I mean
mhm,
any
mhm,
language need to
mhm,
be learned?
mhm.
That's my
Uh,
question.
yeah. Okay. So coming to your question, actually, the thing is that you don't need to do any code development for sure, okay. Like in Salesforce, we have this Apex and all, okay. You don't need to do any code development. There's actually not much of a development over here. It's all related to point and click, and I will give you on a high level, like what are the things you will be going through, okay,
Right.
towards the end of this, okay. So
Mm.
yeah, there's not much coding. There's a very minor chunk of coding which is involved, which is related to bit binding and all, advanced binding, but that's very minor, and that is something you will be able to do it easily. So yeah, you don't have to particularly write anything from yourself. You don't have to write any code and all. You just have to make certain adjustment, to get the code right. Then that's the thing. But it has nothing to do with coding and all. There's no coding. You can do everything by point and click. You
Okay,
just need to
okay,
be aware of
okay.
all the
That's a
features over
great,
here.
great,
W-
great,
Uh-huh.
great thing.
Sorry,
Is
sir.
it simply like drag and drop like Tableau?
Yes. Drag and drop, and very little bit of coding, as I told you. There's something called as SQL. So yeah, the previous guy who asked that question about the coding and all, there's
It
something
is
called as
similar to
SQL.
SQL,
Anyhow, I
right?
would. Yes. So that is known as Salesforce Analytics Query Language. So for that, we need a bit of coding knowledge, but it's actually, Salesforce WCM, you can hardly say it's 2 to 3% of coding knowledge is required. Mainly everything is related to point and click. And that coding also, like, you don't have to type and all anything, okay? It's something which analytics will only help you, which I will be showing you when you join the further sessions, okay? So yeah, if anybody is, apprehensive of coding and all, trust me, there's no coding and all, at least for this Salesforce WCM.
Sir, what type of coding, when you said there's coding, is it Apex or
Yeah.
different than Apex?
No, there's nothing related to Apex and all. This is Salesforce WCRM. So as I was saying, it's related to Salesforce SAQL, okay? Salesforce
Yeah,
Analytics Query
Salesforce.
Language.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And
It's something related to bindings and all. Okay, it has
yeah,
nothing to do with Apex and all. Yeah.
and do you cover all the points that are in the certification exam as well?
Yeah, of course. Whatever is going to come in, as well as at the end of the sessions. I mean, once you join the session, at the very end, I actually provide some reference material as well. Fine. So if you go through those reference materials, that will also help you in your certification. Of course, I am also there to guide you. Okay. If any
And is
kind
it
of help is.
possible for us, where would we practice? Like in Salesforce, we usually have developer accounts, but in Tableau, where would we be doing any practice?
Yeah. Actually, see, the thing is that I will be saying everything. So you can do, there's a free development org. Okay.
Yeah,
The thing is that just like, I think you must be aware that in Salesforce, we have a free development org, right? So
yeah,
similarly, in Salesforce Tableau CRM also, we have a free development. I will be walking through all those
yeah.
things.
Does it
Don't worry about that.
expire, or we will have it for good?
It won't be expiring. You
Okay.
will have it every time.
Because in
Okay.
CPQ, it will expire. That's why I'm
hmm
asking. Yeah, okay.
No, here it won't expire for sure. Okay.
And it's going to be it's going to be a month course or more?
Sorry, a month's code as if?
A month, like, is it going to be a 30 days course or more?
See, ideally, it should be over by 30 days, but assuming that if I take the class daily for 1 hour, to be honest enough, that may not be possible. Okay, so that's why
Yeah. Yeah,
it
it's
will be
fine.
better if
Yeah.
I take it for 60 days actually, where
Yeah.
some gaps will be there.
Yeah,
So
I
one day
agree.
gap
Yeah.
will be there. Okay, so I think that will
If
be
a
much more
guy,
helpful rather than.
sorry to interrupt, if a guy is
Yeah,
beginner
yeah, sure.
in the field of
Mm-hmm.
analytics, is
Uh-huh.
starting, is
Mm-hmm.
not from technical background, can he
Uh-huh.
also learn in a month? Is it possible for him?
Yeah, as I told you, like 1 hour for a month is absolutely possible. So basically, when I designed this course, it's only for I have assumed that everybody is the absolute beginner. Okay, so I have never designed this course considering that somebody uh, is experienced and came over here, right? So anybody who will assume maximum will be the beginners only, right? So based on that only, I have designed this course. Again, somebody who's experienced, for them it could be a little bit boring in the initial stage if they have a little bit of idea about this. Okay, but otherwise, I will be taking the sessions considering that nobody knows anything. Okay, so in that's how this has been designed. And yeah, answering
That's
your
great.
question, see, of course it's not that in 30 days one can do it, because there could be certain question and answer round as well. Like for example, this session I thought it might be over by 30 minutes, but yeah, we had this question and session for which it got extended. Okay, so that thing will always remain. So when I say 30 days for 1 hour,
Yeah.
it's not that it will be 1 hour. Sometimes it might get extended depending upon the question and answer. Sometimes there are certain concepts which one might not understand as well. Okay, so it's not that it's a hard and fast rule within 30 days, or within 60 days, considering there's a 1 day lapse as well. Okay, so it's not that it will get over in 30 days and all. It depends upon. Okay, sometimes the duration also might get increased because of certain other types, or because there are certain concepts, so that will be taken care as well. Okay, so definitely when it comes to this course, I will definitely suggest that don't worry about the timings. Okay, at the end of the day, my motto is to help you to learn this properly. And if there are certain concepts, if you feel you are not able to understand, don't hesitate to ask me at all. Okay, I will explain n number of times to ensure that concepts gets right. Fine. And if required, if there are certain concepts which is a bit hard for anybody to grasp, I will ensure that 1 day is only utilized for that. But just one thing from my side, once the concepts are explained, also give some time from your end and practice as well. That's one of the reason why I am not stretching it for 30 days, and maybe I will take 1 day
Yeah.
lapse as well, as I told you, because I want you also to take some time and go through, and if required we can do it in the succeeding class. So that's the whole reason I'm not doing it in 30 days, because to be very frank and honest enough, practically that's not possible. I can anyhow do it, but it will be more of a cramp sessions for you and all. I want you all to understand it properly. Okay, and love this. Actually, this is a great tool. I want you to fall in love with this. So if it comes to questions, or if it comes to understanding any concepts, don't hesitate to ask me. And definitely it's for absolute beginners only. So just one thing from your end, you have
We,
to ask questions and all wherever you are feeling stuck, or wherever certain concepts are getting hard for you to grasp. Okay.
so we,
Uh,
can we have a statistical analysis? I mean, any statistical analysis we can perform using this thing?
Yes, of course. We have something called Einstein discovery. That is also something we can do. Anyways, there's a lot of questions you all are
I
asking,
mean,
but I haven't yet
you will
covered
be
the session.
covering it.
Yes, of course, I will be covering it.
Sir, is there classes on weekend, or it's only Monday to Friday?
Classes will be on weekends as well as on weekdays, because as I told you, there will be 1 day gap. Okay,
Yeah.
so it will be on both. So maybe on weekdays, I don't think so I can stretch more than 1 hour. Okay, but yeah, on weekends, maybe if possible, and if it's fine with everybody, we can stretch for more than 1 hour if required. Okay, so that's the
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, on
And
weekdays, only 1 hour.
yeah, do you
Mhm.
provide us homeworks and exercises to work on?
Yes, of course. That's why I told you, right? After every 1 day, there will be a 1 day gap after each session. So the thing is that when it comes to homework and all, I don't have anything, particularly to give you homework. But yeah,
Mm.
one suggestion is that there are many tasks which I'll be walking through live, right? And to be honest enough, during live sessions, it's not possible to simultaneously, what to say, perform the same activities which I am doing. Fine. So basically, when I will be performing the session, you all will be only watching it. Okay, but yeah, once the session is over, and of course you will also have the recording sessions as well given from here, so you can just watch those, and you can just do that as a homework only. Whatever I am
Yeah.
explaining you, that is only mainly the homework, you can say. There's no additional homework to be given, because I will be covering everything here. Okay, but just that as a hands-on experience, you also need to perform those. It's not just, you have just watched this, okay, throughout the whole session, 30 days, and you didn't do anything from your side. Then it's like, it's like watching a movie only. Then it's always better not to go for this session, right? So
Yeah.
of course, when going for live session, watch it, but after that at home, try to do it on your own org as well. And wherever you're getting stuck, if you're facing difficulty, you can ask me in the next session.
And will we get
Okay,
a
means
recorded videos?
After the end of each session, I mean, for this, definitely you can talk to Thiru, okay, or
Yeah.
Kishore. But yeah, you will be getting recordings as well. So
okay.
at,
Okay, means
yeah,
if we miss the session, we will be getting the recorded videos, right?
if you miss the session, right?
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, to be honest enough, I'm not completely aware. It's better if you go like talk to Kishore once about that. You might be knowing Kishore, I guess, right? So
No,
just talk to
no,
Kishore once.
No, I don't know as
no,
well.
no,
Sure.
we
Can
don't
you
know.
put his
Okay,
number?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thiru is there. Okay, so Thiru, once if possible, just ping, okay, whatever number is required for them to, have a conversation. Thiru, are you there?
Yeah, Avnash.
Yeah, Thiru. Okay, yeah. Just put it in the chat, the number which they need to refer, okay, for their
Okay.
doubts related to recordings and all. Fine.
Oh,
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
And
Fine. Anyways, sure.
final question.
Uh-huh.
This would be the last question.
No.
What
Don't
is
worry
the
about last
scope?
question and all. You can ask me any number of questions, sir.
Why?
There's no
Because
issue and all.
we
Yeah,
are
definitely,
interrupting as
definitely.
we do.
No, don't worry about
So
that. Don't worry about
what
that.
is
Yeah,
the
but one thing, because there could have been many questions related to, how this will help me and all. Anyhow, I didn't walk through till yet anything. So that's why I was thinking maybe whatever questions you have at the last, you will get an opportunity. But I think anyways, many people may not be here till the last. So you can ask me any number of questions. Don't worry about the interruption.
so what is the present scope of Tableau CRM and future scope? And
Uh,
what is the job? I mean, salaries given on an average, annual average for the
uh, uh,
Salesforce CRM developers.
uh. Yeah, actually, to be very honest enough, like you can always do a googling on that, okay, for sure. Because to be honest enough, from my experience, I have never focused on these things a lot. To be honest enough, the salaries and all. I have always believed in learning, okay. Because see, the thing is that even if you get to know like how much some people are earning on an average, I don't think so. It's going to help you in any way. Because at the end of the day, anybody who is there in the market, they want to see who knows it better, right? So the thing is that I always believe in learning and focusing on getting the concepts right. And to be honest enough, these things, salaries and all, it was always taken care by itself. So yeah, I have been lucky as well on a few sites. So there's a lot of factors for on which your monetary success depends on. So that is something I never focused on. As far as scope is concerned, definitely there's a lot of scope. As I told you, right, recently it got rebranded into Tableau CRM. So this is definitely a very interesting features, and it's definitely a lot there in the market. So recently I was also like completely surprised that last year, like still now, I get a lot of calls. When it comes to freelancing, or when it comes to joining any other jobs, I get a lot of calls as well from many organization. So yeah, on a high level MNC, maybe this tool is still didn't get that popularity, but there are many startups as well as mid level companies who are actually
I may
using
also
this
answer
tool.
this question. One of my
Sure,
known,
Pankaj.
in 5 years
Uh-huh.
of experience, he is getting 24 LPA. In his
Yes,
last
yes.
job, he was getting 12 LPA, and suddenly he got more than 100% hike. He is getting 24 LPA.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like as I told you, there's a lot of what to say demand which is there. But again, personally, I feel don't what to say, don't come over here looking into salaries and all, because as I told you, we always get to know the success stories, okay, but we don't look to the failure stories. There could be many people who have been learning Tableau CRM, but they are not getting growth as well, okay. And this is related to every field, not related to Salesforce Tableau CRM. If you look in any field, okay, it's not that everybody gets those opportunities. Like in a cricket team, you only have 11 players, right?
Yeah,
But there's
that
many
that
people who are actually fighting for that, isn't it? So that's the thing. That's why personally I don't focus on these things. Like if you just look into somebody's success, and if you feel you're coming over here,
so
I
so
personally feel it could be a wrong decision. Like your main focus should be only on learning. Definitely you need to have
So very
you know
particularly why I
impact.
asked the question is not related
Uh-huh.
to the salary ranges, but I want to know how
Hmm.
many call. I mean,
Scope, right?
yeah, that's
uh,
my point to be.
Scope, yeah,
But
scope is definitely great. As Himanshu was also saying, the scope is really high at this time. As I told you, many like the top level MNCs, they are still not much using this, but there are many startups and mid level who have started using this. And yeah, on a top level, a few companies are there who are actually much high in demand for this tool. Okay, so that's the thing.
okay,
The reliability is a little bit which is holding them to completely go forward with this tool, because as I told you, this is a little bit new as well. I mean, it recently started only, as I was showing in the history. So uh, there won't be a single person who will be
it
knowing
takes
everything about this
time.
tool, and every time there's upgradation as well. Okay, so that's a very interesting thing. And definitely if one understand this tool completely, and it's going to take time. Like, it's not that I am perfect on this. I am also learning. I'm also learning stage. Nobody can say this is perfect because this came very recently. Fine. So that's the thing. If one understand this tool, then definitely that person will be very much in demand, because at the end of the day, that's what the company wants, how much knowledge he or she has.
Hello, sir. Good morning. Sarojini here. I have one query.
Yeah, Sarojini, go ahead.
Yeah, sir. May I know which tools are the competitor of this WCRM tool?
Competitors, right? So actually, as far as competitors is concerned, as I told you, like Tableau is a separate thing as well. So uh, any data analytics tool that will be there in competition all the time. Okay, so that's the thing. Again, I didn't focus on these things a lot. Okay, so I am not much aware. You can just do a bit of googling, like who are the competitors and all. I'm not much aware of these things, but yeah, competitors are there. I think some analytics tool was also referred by a person, so those things will already be there. And as I told you, this tool is very much new, so there could be many other companies who are looking forward to coming up with different tools as well. So competition will always be there. I don't think so uh, this question makes much sense actually, the competitors, but you can still do a googling. I am not much aware actually on that part.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, okay.
And
Huh, sure.
like, so is it like a pre-built stuff, pre-built analytics? Like, so in Oracle BI, so we have a different thing like BI apps. Okay, it's if you take like finance analytics, so the
Uh-huh.
most of the stuff will be getting as a ready-made stuff, 70,
Mhm,
80%. Okay,
mhm,
so
mhm, mhm.
the Tableau CRM is like a pre-built analytics.
Yes, yes, you are right on that. Actually, as I told you in the a little bit earlier as well. So mainly, you don't have much coding and all involved over here. So it's mainly related to point and click. It's mainly related to configuration part. So everything is built in over here. You just have to utilize whatever has been there. Okay, and yeah, to meet some level scale business demands, you need to do a bit of modification on the SQL coding side, which is related to binding. But otherwise, yeah, most of the features are over here, and you just need to have knowledge on how to use those features. So yeah, everything is built in, you can say.
Okay.
Okay, let us move forward right now. So how does this WCRM works? So basically, it helps you to generate. It takes the CRM data, okay, and CRM data could be from anywhere. It could be from Salesforce, or it could be from other tools as well, and it helps to generate the reports and dashboard. Okay, and what are the benefits of this tool? So why we need this tool? Okay, so I think one of the person was asking, like, what's the benefit compared to other tools which are there in the market? And I think there was a lady also who was asking, like, what are the competitors? Okay, so one thing which is the benefits of using this compared to any other tools as of now is all these points which are listed. Okay, you have the improved and accurate reporting. Okay, you have the valuable business insights. So there could be certain factors which is impacting the business, and to analyze that completely, that is something which it gives you valuable information. It gives you the analysis properly. Okay, it gives you better data quality. So there could be large chunks of data, right? But out of that large chunks of data, there could be certain data only which will be useful uh, to understand the metrics of your business. So that's why this is a tool which can help to get rid of the poor data, and you can see that. And it helps to identify the market trends, like in a market, what are the factors which is impacting the business and how to look forward to that. That is something you can identify. Okay, it also helps you to analyze the important trends which are there, and it helps you to identify problems which needs attention. So there could be certain performance problem which is impacting the business a lot, and where exactly those attentions are needed, where you need to focus your attention on. That is something which this tool can help you to identify with. Okay, and of course, for anybody who is on the high level management post, if they want to view it properly, how their business is getting performing and all, they can view it on a high level on the dashboard. They can view it, and awareness of customer habit and increase customer satisfaction. So ultimately, you always want the customer to be satisfied, and definitely what are the customer habits which is already being there all the time. So that is something which this tool helps you all. So there's something called a Salesforce reports and dashboard which is already existing. So it's more or less same actually, as I told you, but yeah, there are some huge additional features compared to the standard reports and dashboard which we have. So these are some of the things, okay, why we have that advantage. Okay, so there are certain limitations which we have in the standards reports and dashboard which is there in Salesforce. So all these limitations is something which I have listed down over here, and these are the limitations which are being counteracted by the Salesforce Tableau CRM. So common FAQs, I think somebody was asking, yeah, anyways, how to access the analytics and all. Okay, that I will be showing you right now. So user can access Tableau CRM via the Analytics tab or via the Analytics Studio app. Okay, and how we can get the data? We can get the data from Salesforce object or Salesforce report by manually loading the data or external data. Okay. Okay. So let me just walk through this PPT completely, and after that I will show you everything on the
Sir, when it comes
Salesforce
to
Tableau.
data, when it comes to
Haha.
data, it says
Yeah,
Salesforce data or external data, right?
it can be both. It can be
So,
both. You can
so
either pull
what
in
is the
from
difference?
Salesforce as well
What is the
as.
difference in between both? What is the difference in Salesforce data or external data?
Mm. See, when it comes to data, there's no difference as of such. Okay, it depends upon the source, right? So what I mean to say is there could be certain business. Okay, let's say they are using Salesforce in their business. Fine, is the business model. So definitely, obviously the data will be there in Salesforce, isn't it? So that's why if you want to take those data, you are taking from Salesforce. Again, there could be
It
certain
will
business
be
model where they're using SAP, let's say. Okay, so that means their data is stored in SAP, right? So how will they get those data? I mean, if you want to see those information on the Tableau CRM, then how you're going to pull it? You're going to pull it from SAP only. You won't be able to pull it on Salesforce because that business model they have been using SAP only, right? So it depends upon the source. It has nothing to do with difference. The data is anyhow means will remain same, right? It just depend upon the source. Because if somebody is using SAP, then definitely to get those data over here, I need to pull in from SAP, right? And if somebody is using Salesforce, I need to pull the data from Salesforce. And if somebody is using some other tools, okay, what to say, some other tools, okay, then from there we have to pull in. Fine, Heroku and all, then we have to pull in from there.
so it will be simple data like tabular format data in Salesforce as well.
Simple or complex, what I mean to say is depend upon the source. Okay, so
Okay.
when it comes to like pulling data, it depends upon the source. The data could be simple as well as complex, but how does it matter? Ultimately we have to pull in the data here, right? So it depends on which source we are pulling in.
Okay,
So
got it.
depending upon the requirement, what I mean to say, okay, like in the project they could be using SAP, and from there we need to pull in. Okay, some projects could be using Oceania, from there we need to pull in. So depending upon the how the company has been operating and which tool that company has been using, from there we need to pull in the data. Okay, so there are five main components of Tableau CRM. We have the app, dashboard, lens, data flow, and stories. Okay, so I will be just walking you through this as well in the Analytics Studio. But yeah, on a high level, just wanted to show this information. So what is an app? App is nothing but like a folder. It contains multiple items such as data set, lens, and dashboard. Okay, similar to the way you can share the app, okay, by username, role, groups. Okay, apps organize data projects, run presentation directly, and control asset sharing. And then we have the dashboard. It's a curated set of charts, metrics, and table that give an interactive view of your business data. The dashboard is where user explore and analyze widgets. And what's a lens? It's a visualization of data in a data set. You use the lens to explore data graphically and to build queries for a dashboard. Fine. So a lens is like a Salesforce report that sits behind a dashboard, but the difference is that in Tableau CRM, a dashboard does not use a lens. Okay. And what's the data flow? It's a set of specifically formatted source data optimized for interactive exploration. Data flow is a chain of connected nodes for data transformation. To build data sets, ideally you should start with getting data for transformation. So, basically this science analytics, there's an approach which is being followed, which is known as the ETL approach. Okay, so what's the full form of ETL? ETL means extract, transform, and load. So that's the approach which Einstein Analytics follows. So it extracts the data, and the data can be from any source, Salesforce, or from Excel sheet, or from any other external source. Okay, and then it transforms the data. So there could be certain transformation which needs to be done depending upon the business requirement. That is something which the transformation part, which is usually we do on the data flow and recipes. And then of course it loads the data, that is, it gives you the final result, that is the dashboard part. Okay, and then we have the stories, which is nothing but the output of Einstein discovery, which gives the statistical analysis. So based on the statistics analysis which is being done, that is something which you get to see on the Einstein discovery. Fine.
One more question, Avinash.
Sure.
Yeah, this kind of data flow, you said that ETL kind of thing, right? Is that
ETL approach,
present
yeah.
in, yeah, ETL approach? Is that present before Salesforce acquired Tableau, means in the Einstein Analytics and Wave Analytics?
Yeah, from the very beginning,
So
it was following that
basically,
approach.
to answer this question, sorry to interrupt.
Mhm.
Basically,
Yeah.
the data analysis part would be the transformation. All the ETL process would be involved in the data analysis.
No. Yes.
So
I know that one, but
Mhm.
ma'am, I asked this question because
Yeah,
just I
I
want
understood
to,
your question.
yeah,
I think you wanted to know, like, why from the very beginning, what is it following this approach or not? Because it started from
yeah, because
2014 or
because
yes.
because no, I work on Tableau as
Ha,
well, and
ha, ha,
working in
hmm,
Salesforce now. So
ha.
I just want to know that is it started from the from the
Hmm,
time when the Salesforce acquired
hmm.
Tableau, or that time? That's it.
Yeah, to answer your question precisely, it will be completely wrong to say that it was following that approach, because as I told you, when it started on this tool, there was a lot of features which were unknown actually. Okay, so
Okay.
maybe it won't be possible to say right from the time it started in 2014 it was following this approach, ETL. But yeah, mainly like what to say. Uh, they wanted to come to this only, that ETL approach at the end of the day. Okay, so they were working on those tools they acquired, as I just showed you that history part. Okay, there were certain features which were not coming in handy, they wanted to upgrade and all. So there was a constant search as well. Okay, yeah, from the
Okay.
very beginning, maybe this was not intact, but yeah, they wanted to go to for this approach, ETL approach, for sure. Okay.
Okay, because in Tableau we have Tableau Prep, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I asked this question. Yeah, sir.
Yeah, your
Yeah,
question is completely relevant, and I hope I was able to answer.
yes. Go ahead.
So is there a
And
difference between Tableau
mhm.
desktop and Tableau online?
See, when it comes to Tableau, okay, let me be very clear. Tableau is a completely separate thing. Fine. I think there's a person who is already there, the
To
previous
to
one who
answer,
asked that
yeah,
question.
yes, I answer. Just to interrupt.
Uh,
To answer this question,
uh-huh.
I don't
Mm,
know who asked this one, but Tableau
Yeah.
mhm,
desktop, yeah, Tableau desktop
mhm,
is
mhm,
to build the visualization. We use Tableau, and the Tableau
uh-huh,
online is, we can say, it's a Tableau server, online version. Yeah,
uh,
cloud based server. There are two types of
mhm,
server in Tableau. One is Tableau server is there, which is a physical one,
mhm,
and one is a Tableau
mhm,
online, which is also Tableau server, which is a cloud based Tableau server.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. To host,
Yeah, thanks
yeah,
for answering
to
that
yeah,
question. But
yes,
one more thing I just wanted to tell you. See, Tableau is a completely separate software altogether. Huh? This
yes,
session, let me be very clear, is only related to Salesforce Tableau CRM. And right from the very beginning, this is, I think, being promoted in that way as well. So Salesforce Tableau CRM is completely different thing. That's why, we are mentioning these three words,
Oh,
Salesforce
okay.
Tableau
Yeah.
CRM.
Okay.
Okay.
It's clear now.
Tableau is
Yeah.
a completely different thing. And in this session, you won't be getting any information related to Tableau. Let me be very
Mhm.
clear. This whole session is only restricted to Salesforce Tableau CRM. Fine.
Okay. Yeah. It's clear now. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks whoever answered that question. But again, I also wanted to make it clear that the whole session is only
Yes,
for
yes, yes.
Tableau CRM, not
Yeah,
Yes,
related
that's
yes,
anything
why
to
yes,
Tableau.
yes, yes.
that's why I got
So don't get
confused.
confused.
I got
Yeah.
confused
It's better
because
not to
Mar
get
is an
confused.
expert in Tableau, so why he's
Huh.
attending this session? Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, let
Thank
me
you.
be very clear that
Yeah.
this has nothing related to Tableau and all. There's a lot of things, okay, in Tableau and all. But yeah, this
Thank you.
session is not related to that. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes,
Because
yes.
at the end of the day, see, a lot can be answered, a lot can be discussed, but you also need to understand, the purpose of the sessions, right? So if somebody is doing a
Yeah.
Salesforce development thing, you can't ask question related to admin or Tableau CRM over there, right? You also need to understand what that session is all about. So keeping that in mind also, you need to be very clear what kind of questions needs to be asked. Okay, fine. Anyways, let's go ahead. So the future of Tableau CRM, what does this future holds? So somebody was asking about this Tableau. So definitely, it's getting integrated further. So a lot of features which we are taking from the Tableau is already here. So that integration process is always there. So somebody was asking about the salary, what's the scope and also here is the answer actually. And it continues to invest heavily in the development of Einstein and discovery. So as I told you till now, at least there's not much of a development and all for sure, but this is constantly growing. Okay, so nobody can say that that person is completely perfect because every day is a learning process. There's a lot of features which are there, and you have to keep on learning, you have to keep on revising, because understanding data, predicting that how these features works is definitely a lot of time is being invested. And as I told you, it's always keeping on, it's just keeps on growing all the time for sure. Okay, so that is something which is there. So that's why there's a great future as well. Fine, for sure. And the next step, so what's the next step which is including here? It includes the data access capabilities that make it easier to access data managed in Tableau on its Salesforce from within either application. Fine. So yeah, the future is definitely interesting. And one of the reason why I say is, at least on the discovery side, they are actually kind of looking for some innovative ideas all the time. So they are working heavily on the instant discovery part for sure. And definitely the future looks amazing as of now for sure. Okay. Yeah, I think somebody was asking this question. I think there was a lady who was asking this question, free Tableau CRMOX. So here is your answer. Okay, so this is the exact link. Okay, if you click on this link, you will be redirected to a org. And I think since you already created demo org related to CPQ and development, so it's the same procedure. Okay, so this is the exact link. If you just click on this link, you will be redirected to a page where you need to do the sign up, provide information, and then you get a tool which can be used by you. Okay, so let me directly jump over there. So once you kind of go over there, create your free Tableau CRM org, you will be landing up over here itself. And there's no restriction to that tool, that will be there all the time. Okay, there's no time limit. So over here, once you, so this is your free access. Okay, if you go over here, you can set up your free Tableau CRM org. Okay, and once you land up, you will be coming over here. This is the Salesforce, this is the Salesforce thing. There's something called as app launcher over here. Okay, so once you click on the app launcher, you will get to see this Analytics Studio. This is something you won't see in a normal Salesforce org, because this is something which needs to be acquired. Okay, so in a normal Salesforce org, you won't see this Analytics Studio. The link which I shared, I mean the link which is provided in this PPT, once you kind of sign up in this link, then only you will be able to see this Analytics Studio. Fine. So when you click on this, and or let me just start from scratch only. When you click on this Analytics
Sir,
Studio,
can you copy the link and can you put the link in chat, please?
sure, I will do this at the end of the session.
Yeah,
Just remind me
thank you.
once at the end of the session as well,
Yeah,
in case I
thank you.
forget. But I will do it for sure. So once you click on this Analytics Studio, you will be redirected over here. Okay, so in this Analytics Studio, okay, before that, there's a little bit of permission which I wanted to talk about. So there's certain permission which is always required. So basically, you require this permission called Tableau CRM plus admin. So this permission set assignment needs to be, definitely the product needs to be installed in that Salesforce side, but also you need to ensure, like, just because that product is installed is not that everybody will be able to see the Analytics Studio. But yeah, when you go for a free sign up, you will be able to anyhow see these things. Okay, but on a high level, like in any organization, once they have that, they also need to have this permission set assignment, Tableau CRM plus admin. Only if they have that, then only they will be able to log into Analytics Studio. Okay, and also this license assignment, that is Tableau CRM plus. Okay, so you need this Tableau CRM plus permission set license assignment, as well as this permission set assignment, you need the Tableau CRM plus admin. Okay, so then once you see the Analytics Studio, this is where you will be landing up. Okay, and as I was talking about in my PPT as well, you have these components. Okay, so you have the app is nothing but like a folder. Okay, it's just like a folder. As you can see, the symbol is also folder. So you know, like you have, so this two comes by default to you. You have your private app and you have the shared app, which comes by default, and other folders has been named by me. Okay, so basically we can create app. If you go over here, you can create your own app. So app is nothing but like a folder. So if I just click on any one of the app, let's say this is a folder where you can see this items. So we have the dashboard, we have the lenses, and if there would have been any data set, we also would have had the data set. Yeah, we have the data set as well over here. So this kind of things are there in this my first analytics app folder. Okay, so apps are nothing but it just acts like a folder. Okay, and then we have the dashboard. Fine, so ultimately dashboard is nothing what you see. Okay, on the dashboard itself. So let's say I'm opening this ACE opportunities, any one dashboard. So this is the whole dashboard about. Okay, so by point and click, so this is the heading which is there, and just by point and click you can see the informations are changing. Okay, so let's say I want to see the 10, so I'm seeing the 10 graphs over here. Okay, the 10 column charts. If I click on 20, I see 20 column charts. If I click on 50, I'll be seeing 50 column charts here. Okay, just as you can see by point and click, it's changing. Okay, and then certain filterings are there. Let's say for the opportunity owner, I wanted to see something for Bruce Kennedy. So for Bruce Kennedy, is showing me all these figures over here. Okay, so this is a dashboard, and last we have this table as well. So let's say if I go for, let's say, uh, Irene. Okay, if I go for Irene, so any information related to opportunity to Irene, everything is being showed over here. Fine, so this is the opportunity table which we have. Okay, so there's a lot of dashboard which we have. Okay, uh, let's see if I open this. So this was just a demo session which I was providing, so I will walk you through uh, some other class maybe. And I think if I want to show you something else, yeah, this is another dashboard, worldwide fundraising. Okay, let's say, so basically if you select certain filters, let's say the opportunity owner, I want to go for Bruce Kennedy, and I want to go for Chris Riley, and I want to go for Doroth. So if I click on apply, as you can see how all the charts have changed, right? So you have something called as the top account owners here, you have the goal attainment which is being showed over here. Okay, and then you have this opportunities by stage, the funnel chart which is there. Okay, so then you have the opportunity table over here. And similarly, if I go for other filterings, let's say if I want to go for billing country, let's say the first 5, and if I click on apply, as you can see how the charts are changing once again. So depending upon this filtering, that is for the opportunity owner, this 3% and the billing country related to these 5 countries, I'm seeing all the information. What are the top account owners, what are the opportunities by stages which I have, what are the opportunities by quarter which I have, the relevant information, as well as the complete opportunity table which I see at the last as well. Okay, so this is more about the dashboard. It gives you the final visualization. Okay, uh, to understand your business at the end of the day. Fine, and then you have some key metrics provided over here as well. Okay, so this is all about the dashboard. Then we have the stories. Okay, so if I click on one of the stories, you get certain insights over here. Okay, so I will come to this a bit later, maybe this time it will be a bit confusing. Okay, then we have the lenses. Lenses is nothing but, you know, some data sets. So basically after doing the transformation, when we kind of perform the final output, we get these data sets. Okay, and in the data set you can drill down further and check whatever things you want to check. For example, if I click on opportunities, let's say, okay, so for the count of rows, I want to see what are my account type which I have for the count of rows. So for the account type, I have two things in opportunity, that is customer and partner. I can see the count of rows over here. Similarly, if I want to see, let's say for stage, I guess, yeah, if I want to see for stage, I can see it. So for the count of rows, how many count I have for each stage, that is closed, lost, closed, for need analysis, all these things, information I'm able to see over here. So data set is like after performing all the transformation, the final output which you want to see, you can see it on the data set. Okay, so this is the thing about this Analytics Studio overall. And then there is something, so this is all about the uh, what to say, ETL, that is loading. So the loading which is there, so this dashboard which I've shown you, it's all about loading. So ultimately the final load which we are doing, that is something you can view over here, that is the dashboard and the data sets. Okay, and once I save this kind of data sets, I can actually tell that it's a lens. You can see it's written over here, new lens, right? Which means if I save this, okay, you can see there's this name, basically it gets saved as lens. Okay, so data set is like it gives you the final information, but if you want to drill down further and if you save it, it comes as lens. Okay, so this is about the loading part overall. And coming to the transformation, uh, if you go to setup, okay, for some reason my setup is not opening right now, but once you click on setup, there's something called as data manager. Okay, if you click over there, you will go to the transforming part. So this is one way where you can do. Currently I'm not able to do for some reason. Or on the left side you can also see data manager. Okay, if you click over here, you will be redirected to a tab where you can do the transformation. Okay, so let me just tell you how we connect the data. So once you go to data manager, this is where the first two things happen, that is the extract and transform. That extract and, so I right now till now I've showed you the loading part, but yeah, the first two things, that is the extract and transform, is something which happens over here. So how we connect data, right? If you go to this connect, okay, like currently if you see, I have this SFDC local. SFDC is local is nothing but my data from the local Salesforce org. So this is my local Salesforce org where I had the Analytics Studio. Okay, so over there I have these objects and all which you can see. Fine, that's why it's written as SFDC local. Now if you want to take in from other external org, so this is my another Salesforce external org. Okay, so this is a different Salesforce org which I had, and from there I'm pulling certain data which I'm able to see over here. Fine, so if you want to connect to data, you can just click over here, connect to data. Okay, and these are the options which you have. If you click on add connections, so which are the connectors? So for me, I connected from Salesforce external connector. Okay, if I click over here, I need to give the connection name. For this one I give sample demo org. The developer name is given by me, I gave the description, and the username is nothing but the username of this particular sample demo org, the external Salesforce org which is there. I need to give the username, as well as I need to give the password, and I need to give, with the password I need to open the security token to get connected. This is something I will show you in one of the session as well, how we do it. I will show you on live. Okay, and other than this, there's other things like you can connect with the Salesforce Marketing Cloud. All these features are there. You can connect with Heroku Postgres, you can connect with Google BigQuery, you can connect with Microsoft Azure SQL. Okay, you can connect with MySQL, AWS, you can connect with SAP HANA, you can connect with Snowflake. Okay, NetSuite. So every things are there. Google Analytics. You can connect with any other external sources and you can bring in the data from there. Okay. So this is one way, and you can go for MuleSoft connections. So here you have the MySQL, Oracle. So all the connections you can do from here, and you can then pull in the data. Okay. Then there is something called as live connection as well. So live connection is nothing like whatever is existing over there, and if certain changes are made in that software, then you can directly always pull in live. So it's like whenever certain changes are made in the Snowflake, that changes will automatically get reflected over here as well. Fine, so it's like real time data. You will get the real time data, as we say, with the live connections. Okay, and after pulling in the
One
data,
question, I mean,
sure, sure, sure.
okay, can't we connect live with other databases like means SQL database, Oracle SQL, or PostgreSQL?
No, 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 we won't be able to connect live with that. So
Okay,
basically,
okay,
like we have to, like in with Salesforce as well, what happens is, suppose if I right now create a record over here. Okay, let's say if I go to sales, yeah, just let me give you one example, a very short example. Let's say I have created one opportunities. Okay, so let's say if I click on new, and if I click any opportunity right now, fine, whatever information I give, if I create an opportunity record right now, the thing is that that won't be reflected right now in my analytics. Okay, in my Tableau CRM, it won't get reflected. What I have to do at that time is, in this opportunity, I have to run this. To get the recent record, I have to run this. Okay, so this doesn't give you real time data. Like once I create a record on opportunity, I have to ensure I have to run this data sync to get the latest one. And as you can see here, we get to see, right, when was the last time it's modified, when was the last time it run. So I have to ensure to get the recent real-time data, I have to run this. That's the first thing. And after that, that information, that record, I will be able to see here. Okay, and I can do certain other transformation. So that is one thing you always have to what to say, from wherever you're pulling it. Like currently it's from Salesforce, you have to ensure that to get the recent ones, you always run that. Okay, and this is something which can be scheduled. Okay, so like currently don't have it scheduled at all, but this is something you can schedule. It's not that, manually you have to run every day, right? So some changes is all the time made in Salesforce, right? So to ensure that you pull in, it gives you that option that when you want to schedule the run, it will automatically do it for you. Maybe some persons are working on the Salesforce log, and at night you want to run it to get the recent data the next day. Then you can schedule it at night, so it will automatically
Okay,
run it for
okay.
you, and it will fetch you the data when you come
Okay,
back in the
means
morning. Okay.
okay, means with Salesforce also we can't connect live only, right?
Yes, 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 you are right.
Okay, okay, fine. Got it, got it.
Uh-huh. And
I have a
this
question.
is the sure, sure.
Why would you use Tableau CRM for Salesforce data if you have reports
Mhm.
and dashboards that you can create?
You are absolutely right, and I think this is something I explained in my PPT as well. So I told you that in Salesforce standard reports and dashboard, there are a few disadvantage. Okay, so I think I walked you through this PPT, isn't it? So
Yeah.
basically, yeah, reports and dashboard looks and behave like Tableau CRM, but it provides a different functionality. Basically, the instant discovery, the transformation which you can do, and what to say, like in reports you won't be able, in the dashboard you won't be able to what to say, have common filters. Like one of the things I can recall is that in your dashboard, if you say let's have lead, account, and opportunities, then
Mm.
you can't have a filter by stage, because in leads you don't have that field called stage.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that is something, this is one classic example, and there's a lot actually. So in this slide I walked you through the limitations of Salesforce report. Okay, so
Mhm.
all these limitations which are there, in addition to additional features, that is the instant discovery which WCM provides, for those reasons only you avoid that Salesforce reports and dashboard, and that's why you come over
Can
here.
you export like a visual presentation for Tableau and share it with anyone else, or no? Like
This
let's say a
PPT.
person doesn't have a light, no, like for Tableau, the
Uh-huh.
visual one that you get, can you export it and share it with any other user, or no, they need to have a license?
Yeah, I will come to that. Yeah, basically in any dashboard. Okay, so let's say if I have this dashboard, right? So
Yeah,
or let's say this one is opportunities, so there is
yeah,
something called a shared option over here. Fine.
yeah,
So once you click on this shared option, okay, either you can give access. Okay, definitely for that you want that person to be there. Okay,
yeah,
or you can actually go for other options, like you can post to feed. Okay, so if you want to post to feed, you can do that. Or let's say if you want to get the URL, fine, so this is the URL, and if there's any other person, you can just share this. But yeah, they need the Tableau CRM access for sure, at least. Okay,
okay,
or
yeah,
at least you can download. So
as an
alternatively,
image,
if you
okay,
want to
yeah,
externally
yeah,
share, yes, you also have this option. So this is the preview of that image which you see, so you can
mhm,
download the image as well. Fine.
okay, yeah,
And earlier we used to have download as CSV. Currently that feature, I don't know, for some reason it's not there. Okay,
mm,
so yeah, these are some of the ways you can use. Okay.
okay, yeah.
Okay, anyways, moving ahead, so this is the way you connect. Fine. And then we have this data flow. Okay, so data flow is where you make the
And
transformation. Huh.
connection
Sure.
methods are different for each and every connection. This thing we need to learn more on connections also, right?
To be honest enough, see, connections, there's nothing to learn. Okay, so I will be only teaching you how to connect to external Salesforce. Okay, that's one thing I will be doing. As far as connection is data, so for example, if I want to connect with, let's say, Salesforce external, fine. So if I go over here, I just need to know what are the information I need to provide. Like I need to provide the username of that external Salesforce, and I need to append the password as well as the security ID, security token. There's something called security token. I need to append that, and I then just need to save and test. Now, if you want to go for others, the information they need is a bit different, maybe. So let's say if I go for this one, let's say Google BigQuery. Okay, if you see, everything is same. It's just that there's some additional information which they need. That is the client email which you will have in the Google query, the private key, the project ID. Okay, so this is something you don't need to learn. It's just that in Google. Okay, so definitely I don't know how that works, that Google one, but what I mean to say is, so let's say if I go this Google BigQuery, in Google BigQuery only they will have certain information like private key, project ID. Okay, so those information if you give over here, it will automatically get connected. So somebody who is an expert on that big Google BigQuery, if you ask from this information, they will easily hand it over to you. Like for example, me, I know the Salesforce properly. Okay, so definitely if I connect to Salesforce, I know that this is the username and the security token, how to generate, and all. I
So,
know this. That's why I can
so,
easily provide you information.
so,
So similarly
We
for
can
other
say
so
external.
that,
as per
yeah, we can say that it's
Uh-huh.
just
as per you,
credentials.
whenever we connect to
Yes, yes,
external
yes. Only the
data, this
credentials and
thing,
all. Yes,
we,
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we
yeah.
need
Huh.
we need their this thing, right?
Yes, credentials. It's more about credentials and all which you need. And anyhow, who is expert on that tool, they will be easily able to give you that for sure. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's nothing to
And
learn
after
actually on the
getting the
connect. If
data, we are going to
uh-huh.
make a data
Uh-huh.
set that is transforming the data from there.
Yes, yes, yes. So once you get the data, you
Yeah,
will
go.
first be able to
Fine.
see it over here. Okay. In this particular connect, here you will see, like currently I have the SFDC local, which is the local one. As I told you, this will automatically be there for anybody. This one I have connected. This is the Salesforce external log from where I'm pulling in data. And this is also another Salesforce external. Right now, this is no longer in use. But anyways, this is the thing to do. Okay, so there's nothing to learn. I will show you the connect with Salesforce for sure in the session, and with others also it's the same procedure. As somebody told, the credentials could be a bit different. You just need the information on credential part. Okay, okay. So coming back, this is the data flow. So in data flow, we this is the tool where we make transformation. Fine. So basically, there's a lot of tools which are there at the top, like we have this dataset builder. Okay, we have this SFDC digest. SFDC digest is a node where we pull in data from local Salesforce org. We can't pull in from other, or from other external system. This is only restricted to local Salesforce org. As I showed you on the connect, we had that SFDC local, right? So to pull in some objects from there, you go for this. You just get the object. When I say object, it gives you the object which is there in your local Salesforce org. So if I select account, let's say, so this account will be coming from my local Salesforce org. That is from here. So from here, whatever account I have, this is my local Salesforce org where I have the Tableau CRM installed. Where I have the Tableau CRM installed. So from here, I will get that directly in this node. Fine. I can select the fields as well. So whatever fields I want to pull in from account, I can select that and I can pull in the data over here. At last, you can see the output fields and you can click on save. You can pull in the data. You can go for filter conditions as well. Okay, so one more thing, in the connect also you can go for certain filter condition. Let's say for account. Okay, so maybe I don't want to pull in all the account, or especially when you connect to other external system, it's not that they will allow you to pull in all the data. There could be certain restriction depending upon the business, right? So at that time we go for this filtering part. So basically whatever data we want to get pulled in from any other external source or from Salesforce or any others, we go for this filtering part. Okay, so through filters you will be able to ensure that from whichever external sources you're pulling in, you're not pulling all the data, because they may not be comfortable, right? There could be certain information which they want to share to Salesforce WCRM, and those kind of things you can do filtering and you can just pull in those records only. Okay, this is one thing. And here also you can do as I was showing you. Okay, and then you have this digest node. Digest node is all about if you are pulling data from any other external system, then you go for the digest node. Okay, and then you have this edgemart. So basically there could be certain data set which are already existing for you. Okay, so from there if you want to perform certain further transformation, then you go for this edgemart. Then you have this append node. Okay, so basically there could be what to say, so like for example, I have an append node. Okay, so basically let's say there could be 2 to 3 external sources. Okay, and you want to combine all those. So for that time we go for this append node. Okay, I think I had one example for the append node. I just need to check once. I think probably this one append node. Append node is not there. Sample demo. Sample demo. Check sample. Local. Yeah, actually, if you see over here, basically, like I have this append node, right? So this is my local Salesforce. Okay, this account is coming from my local Salesforce. As I told you, SFDC digest, you can pull in data from local Salesforce. Okay, and then I have this another digest where I'm pulling from my external. So this is my sample demo org, which I showed you in the connect. This is my external Salesforce org, and from there also I'm pulling in the account. Okay, so I am pulling in the account object from this two. Now I want to combine this. So whatever information I have, records I want to combine this two. Then I go for this append node. As you can see in the append node, I have taken the external account as well as the internal account, and I am getting all the records from both of this. Okay, so that time we go for the append node. Fine.
In that case, we have to give the primary key, right?
Sorry,
Primary key in
coming in.
between these two data sources.
Primary key? No, there's nothing called key. So
No, we can say
there's nothing
common
called.
field, account number or something.
So
To
Yes,
bind to
yes, yes.
join
You are
these
right.
two
the
Yeah.
tables.
other things that
Yes.
is
But one
the
thing. Yeah, just one thing I wanted to answer that question. Yes, you are right. Actually, see, one thing, yeah, you definitely need common fields. You are completely right over there. Like if I go for this output fields in the external one, I see these fields, right? As well as in the internal also, I need to have the same fields. You are right on that. But one thing, even if I have some extra fields, like for this internal account, if you see, I have only 5 fields over here, okay? And for the
I know.
external account,
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah.
I have seen many
Yes.
fields. At that time, you have to enable this checkbox. I will anyhow walk you through details in some other sessions when you join this. But yeah, just to answer this question right now, if you enable this checkbox, it allows you. But if I disable this, it will throw an error for sure. Okay, it will throw an error. So if there are some extra fields which are there, if you want to pull in, you have to enable this checkbox. If you don't
Okay.
enable that, then it will throw you an error. And if
Got
this
it.
is not
Got it.
enabled, then you have to ensure that from whichever external orgs you are pulling in the data, the fields has to be the same in that case. Okay. Yeah, somebody
Okay.
was asking another question. I interrupted because I wanted to answer this. You can go ahead. There was somebody else, I guess, who wanted to ask one question.
no, just go ahead.
Okay. So, yeah. So, anyways, so basically, this is my append and this is my augment. Augment is also here. Now the key part, the key comes into picture. Okay, somebody was talking about the key one. Okay, primary key. So here also it's more like of an append, but the thing is that there are certain what to say. There are certain records only which can be pulled in depending upon the key. So it's more like a Venn diagram where you have a circle and a B circle, and whatever common is there, those things will be pulled in. Okay, so this is the part left key. So once I click the left source, okay, and whatever left key I decide, okay, so let's say the left key I decide as account.name, for example, okay, and I map the right source, let's say, okay, and here also I give a right key. So depending upon this right key and left key, okay, so in left key I have this account name, and in this right key also I have this account name, but the source are different. So on this two source, depending upon what are the common account name which I have, I am going to pull in those records only with this augment node. Okay, and then I have the compute expression. This is more of a transformation. If I want to do certain transformation with some fields and all, I always use this, okay, compute expression. And I have some compute relative. Compute relative is also same like compute expression, but in compute relative, in compute expression, you only can do transformation on one particular row. So in any Excel sheet, if I want to do certain calculation, I will be only restricted to doing in one particular row. With compute relative, you can do it across the rows. Okay, that's one advantage over which we have for compute relative over compute expression. Okay, then we have this dimension to measure. So if there's certain so dimension is like in Einstein analytics, basically we deal with three types of data. Okay, one is the numeric, one is the dimension, and one is the date. So numeric is like it's only numbers, so you will only have plain numbers in numeric. In dimension, you will be having combination of numbers and letters, and in date is nothing like a plain date. Okay, plain date which we have. So if you want to convert something from dimension to measure, you have this tool. Okay, then we have the flattened
I
node.
mean,
Okay, flattened node is there.
conversion of data can be done from here. I mean, from the text letter to numeric and numeric to text. All this can be happened here.
Yeah, this is only from dimension to measure. That is from yeah, you are rightly said it. Combination of letters and numbers. If you want to get it to measures, you can do it over here. Okay, and
Can
you
we
have this
create date
flattened node
hierarchy here, Avinash?
hierarchy. Yeah, I was coming to that.
Date,
This hierarchy
date.
part,
Yes.
date hierarchy.
Yeah.
I didn't get that. What do you mean by that? Date hierarchy?
Mrs. I want to just I have a requirement to create a chart based on my current quarter, last quarter, and previous means the next quarter. And can I create
Hmm.
that this quarter hierarchy over here?
On the dashboard you can do it. On the data flow also you can do it. Okay, so I think I showed you one of the dashboard where I had that. You mean to say this, right? Like here you can see opportunities by quarter. So if you want to see something else, that's what you're talking about. Like let's say for close date, I see all this option, right? Current fiscal year, current previous
I
fiscal
want
year.
these options. Yeah.
You want to see
Yeah.
that? Yeah,
Yes.
definitely we can do on the data flow as well. Okay,
Okay.
and then we have this prediction and we have the filter. So if you, as I told you in the connect also, you have the filter, but let's say if you want to do certain other filterings uh, while transforming, you can go for that. Okay, and then you have the slice data set. It's all about, like, there could be certain fields which you won't be interested about. For example, in the output, if you see right now, I have so many fields, right? But depending on the business requirement, maybe I don't need so many fields. Okay, I want to get rid of certain fields, then I can go for this slice data set. So either you can drop certain fields, you can mention the fields, or you can keep certain fields. Okay, and register node is ultimately whatever transformation or you're doing, ultimately you can view it on the register node. So ultimately this is my output node. So all this transformation is complete waste if I don't register it, because at the end of the day I want to see the data, right? So for example, I did this transformation, as you can see, and I have this data set that is account w cases. Okay, so once you run this, and once this runs successfully, and whatever name I've given over here, right, account w cases, that I can see as a data set right now. So if I go to Analytics Studio and if I just search over here, okay, accounts w cases, if I open this, basically, this whole transformation which I did, this is now a very simple transformation which I am just hovering over right now. So this transformation which I did, where I loaded accounts, I loaded cases, I gave a computer expression, and then I augmented the account and cases, and I finally registered. That final output I will be able to see in the data set here. Okay, so once this runs successfully, this name you are going to see as a data set. So this is my data set, and I can bring in whatever I want to see. Let's say I want to see the count of industry, I can see that. Okay, and if I want to see something, if I want to see the sum of, let's say, the annual revenues, okay, I can see that. Okay, so this is the ultimate transformation which is happening, and you can view the results. Okay, so this is about the data flow. Similarly, we have the recipes. Okay, recipes and data flow more or less are same only. Okay, but in recipes there are certain additional transformation which you can do, and it gives you a better view actually. Just like in Salesforce, we have the Salesforce Classic as well as the Salesforce Lightning, right? So Salesforce Lightning gives you a bit enhanced view, so in that way this gives you a bit enhanced view maybe, and some other transformation you can do as well over here, recipes. Okay, so if you just click over here, you can see what are the keys, what are the joint type and all you are doing, and transform, what are the things you are doing and all. There's a lot of option over here, just like data flow we had. Okay, so in the recipe also we can do transformation and all. And one last thing which I just missed maybe is that if you want to load the data, so loading data, definitely one of the way I showed you is over here. If there is some external sources from where you want to connect, and ideally that's the way we usually do in any organization. But yeah, if you want to, like, simply create a data from particular CSV. Let's say you are having a CSV file. From there you want to bring in data. Then you just go for this create. You go for this data set, and you can bring in the data from CSV file as well. Okay, so that is also something which you can do. Fine. Okay, for this demo session, I think I covered a lot. Okay, let's keep it till here only. So this is the whole thing about, you have the Salesforce, you have the Analytics Studio. Once you redirect over here, you see this apps, dashboard, all and everything. Okay, and you see the stories.
Sir, I have a
Stories is more
question.
about, just one thing, just give me 2 to 3 minutes. Let me just give that
Sure,
final wordings, and then we will have the Q&A session. Okay, so in the stories part,
sure.
like if I want to dig deep down my insights and all, like these are the data sets, I mean data which I had. And if I want to see, so when does survive occur the most, all these things. Okay, stories, like, it helps you to build the models. Like, it takes in the historical data and it gives you information, like how something is performing better and all. So this is more of the discovery part which is there in the story. Okay, so we have the Salesforce, we have the Analytics Studio. Here you will be able to see the apps and all dashboard. Okay, and the transformation is something you do on the data manager. I have shown you how to connect data. So this is the overall thing. And on dashboard side, sometimes we go for the binding part. Okay, so that binding part, we might be required to do a little bit of coding, but again, that is something which we can do it here as well. Okay, so let's say, and again, on the dashboard also you have a lot of features. You have this chart. Okay, and there's always different varieties of chart as well. So if I, let's say, bring in this chart over here. Okay, and if I go over here, so this chart also, there's a different varieties of chart. You get the bar chart, you can see it as a column, you can see it as a stack bar chart. Okay, let me bring in some other data. I can see the stack bar chart as well. Okay, you can see the stacked column chart, you can see a pyramid chart. Currently it's not showing because I need to get some information on my right axis. Okay, so there are a lot of charts which you see. Okay, then on the dashboard you have this table, the opportunity table which I showed you. You have the filter if you want to do at the top level some filtering and all, can do that. Okay, then you have the container, you have the component, you have the dates. If you want to check some dates, you can directly pull in over here. Okay, you have the number, you have the list. Okay, all these features are there which I'll be walking through in details. Okay, and there's something which we do. Let me just take a look. Okay, there's something which we do as an advanced SQL query. Okay, so let me try to open one of the things. Mm, mm. Give me a minute. Here, if I go, yeah. So basically, about the coding part which I was talking about. Okay, so there's something called bindings which we can do. So this is the only coding part. So this is something which Einstein will only help you. So let's say I want to go for certain cells. Okay, and this particular interaction, this is only related to that coding part which I was talking about, which considers only 2 to 3%. So that coding, that interaction is something which Einstein will only assist you. Okay, you don't need to write anything. So this coding is required for me, but this is something which Einstein will help you. So overall, somebody was asking that question, how much coding and all, and if it doesn't have background in coding, you don't need any background of coding. A very little bit of coding is there related to that bindings and all, and that is something where Einstein will only help you. Okay, that's the only thing. Otherwise, you just need a proper understanding and nothing else. Okay, so this is the overall thing which I just wanted to show you on a what you are going to learn in this Salesforce Tableau CRM and what are the things you are going to deal with. Okay, okay, so let us have the Q&A session now. Okay, yeah, you can ask me whatever questions you have.
Do we need to go through the admin part as well, say, before moving into Einstein Analytics?
Uh-huh. You see, a little bit of knowledge will be helpful, but it's not needed actually. So I would say a bit of knowledge could be helpful. At least, if you know the objects like the accounts objects, the opportunity object, the lead object. Okay, it's better if you know it. But anyways, if you don't know it, I can cover it for you. That's completely fine.
Sure.
At least on the Einstein is whatever knowledge you need. It's better to have a little bit of knowledge about the standard objects at least. Okay, what each purpose and all does. What's the role of accounts, opportunities, leads, cases. That's will be fine.
Okay, thanks. Are we connected?
So how many, how many days continuously it would be?
Sorry, come again.
What is the duration of the course and what is the course final achievement?
Yeah, as I told you, the duration of the course will be like for 60 days. You will have the session on alternate days. Okay, that's why it will be 60 days. And final outcome, as I showed you right now, right? I mean, you're going to learn all these things which I just now showed you. I mean, that Einstein Analytics, like what are these apps, what are the dashboard, what are the lenses, data set, and how we do the transformation. I gave you on a high level, but I will walk you through in details. These are the things you are going to learn, and then the stories part in the Einstein discovery of
So
the stories and all. What are the things which is being done over there? Okay, so this is the thing which you will be learning in details. This is the thing all about which I told you right now on a high level.
okay.
So what about
Uh,
Okay.
certification? like the main certification of Einstein and Analytics Discovery Consultant certificate. Can we do that certification after this session, or are
Yeah,
we
of
able
course.
to complete? Are
Yeah,
we
you can
are
do
we
the
able to?
certification after this session.
So
Okay,
primary
so
primary
this session
question
would
of
be enough.
The one thing actually somebody was asking me to share the link of the free Salesforce Tableau CRM. I have shared the link. Okay, I forgot that person's name, but somebody was asking me, I guess, about sharing the link of the free Tableau CRM access. So I have shared the link in the chat window. You can just sign up over there, and you will be able to access the Tableau CRM. Okay, somebody was asking a question, but your voice was coming very low. Come again.
I'm sorry.
certification mandatory? I mean,
Certification mandatory. It depends upon you. If you want to take the certification, you can take. Or if you don't want to, you don't need to take. There's no mandatory. It depends upon you if you want to take it or not. There are many person who are joining this course to get the certificate, means to give the certification exam. So for them, it's necessary. If you don't want to, that's fine. You can just learn it from here. It completely depends
So
upon
what
you.
is the fees of certification?
Sorry.
What is the
Fees.
fees of certification?
Actually, yeah, to be honest enough, I never personally like enrolled. Like I used to get it from my organization only mainly. Fees, as far as is concerned, any Salesforce, what to say, in any Salesforce certification, it usually varies. Like it could be,
$200, Avinash.
$200. Yeah, $200, 400.
$200.
Yes, yes, yes. So for Einstein Analytics, it's $200. Then you have certain other certificates like visibility on which could be $400 and all. So yeah, currently for Einstein, it's $200. Okay.
so with
Okay.
this certification, we need to also do any other certification?
Sorry, with certification, what you need to do?
Other certification like admin certification or any other?
No, there's no prerequisite for the certification. You can directly give the certification. There's no prerequisite.
And one more thing, what is the
Uh-huh.
working style? I mean, what is the
Mhm.
methodology the org follows? I mean, companies follows.
Mhm.
Whether the data analyst like coming to Tableau CRM, like other,
Mhm.
we have a team or only one person will be there who will be dealing these things. What is the scenario?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Actually, you need somebody to understand the business, at least when it comes to the discovery part. To be very honest enough, there's nothing much to learn on the discovery and all, stories and all. But you need a thorough understanding of the business. So, it's always better to have a person who have a thorough understanding of the business, and they can tell you like what exactly are the things they need. Okay. So that, you can yourself do
Mm,
the transformation. So yeah, when it
mm,
comes to team, if one understands the business properly, like for example, I'm working on the Salesforce side. I have mainly worked on the Sales Cloud domain. Okay, so I have a bit of knowledge on the Sales Cloud
mm,
domain, how that things work on the Sales Cloud domain. Okay,
mm,
so for me, if I have a better knowledge, I can always work individually, can do it. But again,
mm.
when it comes to discovery and all, you have a lot of models which gets created. Fine. So to understand, like as I showed you, here are a lot of factors which are there. So there are a lot of models which gets created. To analyze that, you need a team actually. Like completely relying on one person doesn't make sense, right? You need a team who will be analyzing those.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Okay.
as you know, there's not much of a code development over here. It's more of point and click. So at least if somebody needs to work on iStatistics, one can do it individually.
Yeah,
Have any
individual work
content?
it can be done, but my question
Uh-huh.
straightforward is whether
Uh-huh.
there would be any team or individual work should be done in coming to
See, it
company
depends. It depends
perspective.
upon the organization. To be honest enough, like from my experience, when I worked in different projects, the requirement was completely different. In one project, I had a complete team. Okay, where we like there was a business analyst who was guiding me. What are the things he needed? Then there were some projects where where I had to completely take it upon myself to do the work. Okay, it depends upon the project, but yeah, mainly like you need somebody who have a better understanding, and in a team you will have certain people who will like tell you like what are the things I need from the business, and based on that you can do the transformation. So yeah, it depends upon varies from project to project, organization to organization. That's what I can say.
Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Then
anybody
else
what
has
will be
any
the
question?
yeah?
Do you
What
have
will
any
be the
still
course?
have questions?
Yes, yes, yes. What will be the course timing? Means is it going to conduct in the morning or evening? And
Uh-huh.
what will be the course fees? Yeah, these are my two questions.
Sure. Yeah, this thing actually, I think Thiru already shared one information. If you see here, okay. For more
No,
details, please contact.
it,
No,
yeah, yeah.
actually, I mean,
Okay,
I
okay,
am
okay.
actually, I can't answer you that question.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah, I
this is the
can
person
understand.
who will answer the
Yeah,
course
okay.
timing and
Please
course.
contact us Masvi TechSoft about course fee. Okay, we will share you all details. Okay, the regular batch will be starting from day after tomorrow, from Friday onwards, at morning 7 a.m. IST, the same time.
Every day.
Yes, every day, Monday to Friday.
Is there any course content?
Yes, yes, it's there. Okay, just you can. Okay, so check in our website
Avinash,
svtechsoft.in.
Avinash, you said that it will be on weekend also, right? Hello.
It's better if it's Monday to Friday.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm
it will be
asking.
on weekdays as well as on weekends. Okay, so on weekdays I will be only able to provide 1 hour. On weekends we can stretch it depending upon like like how far we are moving ahead or how far we are lagging behind. Okay, so we can have
Is
a
it
bit of
is
more.
it possible? Is it possible to have it
Uh,
only Monday to Friday, because this will give us time to practice in the weekend?
See, as I told you, I will be like not having regularly from Monday to Friday. There will be a 1 day gap so that you get enough time. So for that reason, it will be better if we have it on weekends. But again, this can be discussed further. So Kishore is the person you can contact. I mean, he's only sharing his screen right now, Kishore. Okay, so you can just get in contact with him about the timings and the days part. Okay.
Okay.
Sir, do you provide the placement assistant as well?
But not
Contact with Kishore about
100%.
this.
Yeah, okay. Actually, we will give some reference. Lot of companies we already dealing with. Okay, after completion of this course, we will refer you definitely.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining today's session. Okay, it's already too late. Okay.
What
The demo
is
ran
the
1.5
course fee
hours.
final?
Sorry.
Course fee.
Okay. Yeah. We will send you some all the details. Okay, please contact SV TechSoft. Okay, here actually we mention our email address and contact number. Just you can send in WhatsApp also. We will give reply as soon as possible. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kishore, I just I have a message you. Just
Okay, sure.
give me details over there. Yeah.
Okay, sure. I will send you. Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks everyone. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Okay. Thank you everybody for ending the session. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Have a great
Avinash.
time.
Thank you,
Yes,
Avinash, for
bye.
Yeah,
joining.
sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.